What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Manon's Minute. So I'd like to talk today about drawing down the moon, drawing down the sun, or drawing down the horned god. Because these ideas get thrown around a lot in witchcraft and Wiccan spaces, and half the time people are either mystifying them into oblivion or stripping them of any real meaning. Neither approach is helpful, so let's get into it. First things first. Drawing down the moon is not about a goddess physically descending from the sky and possessing someone. No glowing eyes, no booming voice from the clouds, no special effects. That's movie stuff. What's actually happening is far more down to earth and a lot more interesting. Drawing down the moon is an act of invocation, not evocation. And I promise I won't turn that into a vocabulary lesson. Evocation is calling something to appear outside of you. Invocation is inviting something to move through you. When the moon is drawn down, the high priestess opens herself as a vessel for the goddess current. Not the goddess in her entirety, because no human could handle that in my opinion, but a focused expression of her presence is totally doable. Think of it like a lens. The goddess isn't reduced, she's focused, and that focus allows her voice, her wisdom, or sometimes just her presence to be felt by the circle. This is not about ego. Anyone who approaches drawing down the moon with "look at me" type energy has already messed it up. This work is about service, not performance. The priestess steps aside so something larger can come forward. Sometimes words are spoken, sometimes they aren't. Sometimes the message is gentle, sometimes it's direct, and sometimes the message is simply stillness. Traditionally, this happens at the full moon because humans have been tracking the moon for as long as we've been able to look up. Menstrual cycles, planting cycles, animal behavior, emotional shifts, tides, all of it lines up. The moon was already sacred long before Wicca ever put words to it. Now let's move into drawing down the sun, because this is where things often get oversimplified or ignored entirely. Drawing down the sun works on the same basic principles as the moon, but the feel of it is quite different. Where the moon pulls inward, the sun pushes outward. Where the moon reflects, the sun radiates. When the high priest draws down the sun, he's invoking the solar current of the god. This is the energy of vitality, presence, authority, responsibility, and action. The sun is not soft. It nurtures, sure, but it also burns. Crops grow because of it, but they can also die without balance. Life itself depends on this tension. Drawing down the sun reminds the circle that spirituality isn't just about intuition and feeling. It's also about showing up, standing firm, and taking responsibility for your actions. And this is where drawing down the horned god comes into the picture, because in many traditions, the horned god is the living expression of that solar force. The horned god isn't just some woodland mascot with antlers slapped on for aesthetic reasons. He represents life force, fertility, death, sacrifice, and renewal. He's the god who runs with the hunt, who bleeds for the land, who dies and is reborn to the cycle of the year. He's instinct, sexuality, protection, and the raw animal truth that humans like to pretend they've grown past. Drawing down the horned god is not about becoming wild or out of control. That's another misunderstanding. It's about embodying the balance between instinct and responsibility. The horned god is not chaos for chaos' sake. He is structured wildness, the rules of nature, the laws of survival, the reminder that actions have consequences. When the horned god is drawn down, often through the high priest, the energy in the circle shifts. It becomes heavier, grounded, focused. There's a sense of presence that's hard to fake. This is the god who guards the threshold, who challenges, who pushes people to confront what they've been avoiding, not unkindly, but firmly. And just like with the moon, this isn't possession, it's alignment. The priest does not become the god in an absolute sense. He steps into a role that humans have stepped into for thousands of years, a role that allows the community to interact with that current of power in a safe, structured way. In traditions that maintain polarity, drawing down the moon and drawing down the horned god work together. One without the other leads to imbalance. Too much moon and people drift into endless feeling and symbolism with no action. Too much sun or horned god energy and people become rigid, aggressive, or domineering. The work is in the tension between the two. Here's something that needs to be said clearly. Not everyone should be doing this kind of work. Drawing down anything requires preparation, trust, grounding, and aftercare. This isn't beginner work, and it's definitely not meant to be done casually. There's a reason it's usually taught within initiatory traditions, not for secrecy's sake, but for safety and stability. And another thing that people don't like hearing, not every drawing down is dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it feels more like clarity than power. If someone is chasing spectacle, they're they're chasing the wrong thing. At its heart, drawing down the moon, the sun, and the horned god are about connection. Connection to forces larger than the individual, yes, but also connection to lineage, to community, and to the shared human experience of meaning making. Humans have always needed ways to touch the sacred. This is one of those ways. Strip away the mystery language and the fear, and what you're left with is something very old and very human. People stepping into roles. Communities gathering with intention. Energy being focused, not worshipped blindly. That's why it still works. Not because it's flashy, not because it's dramatic, but because, again, like I've said 1,000 times before, I read a lot of things in Wicca, because it's honest.